Hello, welcome back to Valorant channel. I'm getting used to this. So today I want to talk about what if money is not an issue in your life? What if you have all the money in the world to basically provide for your needs? What would you do with your life? This exercise is quite common in the self-help industry. uh, Workbook. I did this exercise 20 years back, more than 20 years ago, maybe 24, 25 years ago. That's probably some of your ages. And to be honest, for me, the answer is rest. Now it's like I'm probably just not going to do anything. I'm just going to try to sleep as much as possible because, like last night, I couldn't sleep at all. And it's a huge issue because I wanted to take the whole day just to try to sleep again. But, my conscious is basically saying, hey, I think you better use your time to come up with an idea to make money, by making a video like this, for example. So it's a huge, I'm also trying to watch a K drama. Excuse me, I'm gonna block that view. So yeah, I basically was going to, yeah, going to rest, but I couldn't because it's such a heavy thing in my mind, right? The problem is, of course, maybe like some people can comment and give their opinion. It's like, wow, it's been 25 years. If you couldn't make it for that long, I don't think you have the what it takes to make it. I will take that. Because sometimes that's the opinion from of myself as well, and it's a hard truth, to a hard pill to swallow, but it is what it is. But it's still a very important question, right? Like, what would you do if you have all the money in the world? How would you spend your time? What would you do with that money, for example? And what would you be doing? And I think after we get past the rest stage, after we get past the trying to rehabilitate our body back to an optimum level of energy and of health for some reason, what would you do then? Because I think a lot of people are very tired. And I think one of the like, I have a theory why the younger generation, especially in the Western world anyway, is having a lot more problems with keeping up with the 9 to 5 compared to their elderly counterparts. I think the DNA has been eroded. Like the DNA quality have gone bonkers. Because to replicate your DNA, I know like this sounds so woo wow wow, but I feel like the DNA, like, it's not of quality, and it's not to the fault of their own. And I think it has something to do with the fact that the food that the elderly people have been eating for the past few decades, especially when they were creating the younger generations, are not nutritious. Like, it has been sapped out of the food. And therefore, like, the bodies that are being given to the younger generations are not the bodies that are made from actual nutrients. Because if you think about it, before we have processed foods, before we have everything else, the older generation have to live on proper food. Like I think before the food pyramid, most older people will live like in the Western world, probably have a bacon and egg as breakfast, and then that was replaced to cereals as sugar. So I think sugar has changed a lot of your chemistry in the body. And if you have cancer, you should not eat sugar. um, and yeah, but anyway, I digressed. Going back to the topic, which is, what would you do if you have all that? If money is not a problem anymore, I probably would still be doing what I'm doing right now. It's just making content, but probably more for the enjoyment rather than for the money. Like now, like the money is kind of like pressuring like myself to come up with something and try to do something that I don't like doing so that I can support myself, which is a highly resistant energy coming from that angle, which is like doing something you don't like. Because I remember this when I was 20 years old, the managing director that I was working in office, and he was like 42 at that time, I think. So we were like 19 years different or something. And so he'll be like in his 60 now. Uh, he was saying to me, well, sometimes you have to do something that you don't like, in life. And of course, like back then, as a 20-year-old, I would say like, oh, blah 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 blah. And because I was so into self-help, like, of course, as a 20-year-old, something I knew everything. The arrogance, basically, like, that's not what the teacher is teaching. The teacher is teaching you can do and be whatever you want. You can be and do and have, because that's the principle of like the manifestation in general. It's like you be the person that you want to be first, right? Like that identity shift, of like, I'm a rich person, I'm an abundant person. That means like I don't need money because I have all the money in the world. I can do everything. So it's the being first and then the doing, which is like, if I'm a rich person, what do I do? Like as a rich person, like, a poor person probably would do something different. And in this formula is we do have is how you reach manifestation, and then eventually, because you're already being and doing these personalities, uh, traits, you are going to have what these personality traits would have as a rich person, for example. And because I was so into this kind of teaching, I was clashing with my managing director, and I'm like, no, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. You just have to do things that you want to do, and you can have everything, anything. Like I was still in fully uh, naive mode, I suppose. This was like near the, it's not close, but it's near the Rhonda Bryan's The Secret uh, coming out. So maybe around 2009, I was with this company on and off for like a good 5 years. And I think like especially it was yeah, it was fueled more when The Secrets was out, because our company was promoting one of the speaker here in Australia. So it was just very prevalent. It's like I can have all the money in the world and without working with ease, you just attract it. And it's definitely something that I would write down often, because they say you have to write down what you want. I would write down, I would travel the world. I won't do that anymore now, even if I have all the money in the world. I'll probably travel maybe like for a long period of time, maybe for a year, I will travel, and then that's it. I won't travel anymore. Like, I don't want to go on, like, like every year I would travel like a bit here, a bit there. No, if I'm going to travel, I'm going to travel for a long period of time, and then I'm not going to travel for a long period of time, because either you're living like from your suitcase, or you're just living from home. Like, there's no difference. Like, I don't want to jump from one lifestyle to another. So, but back then I would definitely say that I would definitely like travel the world, buy a lot of things, buy other people's gifts, buy my own. Like, I don't think I'll buy my own home. I think I would just want to live somewhere close to a community that I would get helped with, like everyday stuff. Get help for sure, like pay for help, like pay for money for food, for cleaning, laundry services, like domestic services for sure. That's like the top of my list. And just rest basically and use my brain. I think at this time I completely forgotten about my childhood love, which is reading manhwa, which is what keeping me sane lately, like for the past few years, especially after setbacks. Even now, I'm not seeing any type of improvement in my life. I think the only thing that makes me still Same is reading manhwas. Like there is days where I just stay in bed and read like 200 chapters worth of manhwas in like a night. um, like another person was telling me the other day, like someone in China got caught with 1,000 comic books. Not sure if it's in her hard drive or whether it's like she's carrying like actual physical comic books, like hard copies. And I just looked at them blankly, like, okay. And they were just wondering, like, what kind of person have like 1,000 manhwas? I'm like, I have more than 1,000 in my bookmark. I'm like, that's totally normal. But yeah, probably will do that if money is not an issue. I will just read manhwas day in and day out, and I will just laze around. And I know myself. I know I'll probably will still be productive and making this kind of thing. And like making money would be more of a game rather than a survival thing. I think I would probably enjoy a lot more of the game of making money. I'll probably still going to invest the money for sure, like on EFT. I like EFT better than shares. This is not financial advice, by the way, because I can't buy shares much these days anymore. I try to. I use Superhero app. I think it's in one of the vlogs from last year. It's in the middle, I think June, July, somewhere there. I downloaded. I think it's definitely. I don't know if it's written in the title or not, but you can search it. And I wasn't prepared to invest a lot of money for one company, for one share. I realized like, oh, maybe I'm not that type of person who bet like for a company anymore. But I like using Raise, for example, RIIZ. Like there's a link in the description below if you want to use it and you haven't used it. It's a micro investment company. Basically you can invest starting from like $5, and that's what I like about it. And you can collect your change from your daily transactions, and once it hit a certain threshold, for me it was $10. Every time it hits like the change hits like $10, it would get transported to Raise account and to buy EFT shares and stuff. So you are like, I think this is there's a lot of banks that are doing that as well, like as an automatic saving, basically. So I do that with my investment, and I think I will stick to that for now until I come up with the different strategies, because I was using Revolut last year to buy like mini tiny shares, like micro investing, like $5, like $2. When I say micro investing, I really do mean like $2.50, like that, not like 1,000, because I don't have that much money to basically put in a chunk of shares and stuff. And I think I sold all of them and like for a loss, a lot of loss, but losses like $3 losses, $5 losses. And I left like Bitcoin alone for like a good year, and it doubled the investment. But my initial investment was only like $7. So it doubled to $14 or $18. So I'm like, wow, if I had the guts to put like 20 grand into, I don't have 20 grand, but you probably can borrow money if you have guts. I don't have guts. And if I put 20 grand in there, I would probably have 40 grand now. I can sell it, and then it could be 40 grand actual gain. But I don't. But anyway, so I probably would use some of the money to for my EFT probably investment, because I don't have the guts to be speculative and be like really volatile when it comes to betting in the stock market. I guess it's not my style. Um, I'll probably invest like fun money, but my fun money probably is not like what you think. Like I think other people's fun money would be like buying designer bags and designer this and designer that. But my fun money is probably going to go buy electronic products like gadgets, like this, like buying a new laptop with like the highest specificity, the highest specifications possible, like a gaming laptop that probably have like 64 GB RAM, and maybe if I can get like a 64 GB graphic unit card and 2 terabytes worth of SSD, which is a hard disk, and I want the RAM to be like DDR5 or whatever it is. I've been basically digging about this for the past few days because my laptop is old and it is dying, and um, I've been trying to edit videos on it, and it's just horrible. I just can't edit videos because it's so slow, and I can't do anything on it. Uh, Mind you, it is very old, and it's meant for for study for students, not for professional editing and stuff. But my money probably would go there. That's my fun money. I'll probably go and buy technology gadgets and cameras and mics, for vlogging, all of that stuff. I probably would buy that, um, just to I can have the best and the fastest equipments to do this. And what would I do with charities? I don't know. I'll probably do something with charities and stuff after I finish doing whatever it is that I wanted to do. Also, that's what I learned, right? Like when you are trying to make money, when you're in a survival mode, it's really hard to get out of people pleasing mode, because that's how you survive. If you can't please your customers, or if you can't please your boss, if you can't please your parents, that means like you are being cut off from money supply. That's very difficult. So I think like if money is not a problem and you have all the money in the world, what would you do? I think the first thing that most people would do is probably become themselves, and it's a scary thought, right? Like what would people actually be like when they don't have to put a mask on? Wouldn't that be scary? I think that would be really scary. Like I have lived unmasked for a long time now, for over a decade. So even I can't comprehend how to put a mask back on. And I think I have difficulty getting along with people these days more than I used to, because I no longer put a mask on. Um, and that is threatening to my survival, basically, because people don't like it when you are too honest and too yourself be and when you're being yourself, they want people to submit to them, and they want people to you know maintain the status quo and continue being a servile and continue the servitude. Imagine like all the employers when the employees don't work for them anymore because of money. What would that look like, right? You have to work because you want to work because it's fun. Imagine if you basically are being forced to work, but you no longer have to work. You won't work probably. You probably just quit and do something else, or find a job that you want, or just travel, or just do your hobby for free, for example, or volunteer, gardening. So, what if money is not an issue? What would you do? I've told you what I would done, what I would do. Which is practically not much difference. I'll probably just buy my own place and do what I'm doing now, but at a different place. But it's a difficult question, I suppose. What kind of person are you going to be? What kind of life would you have? What kind of people do you surround yourself with? What is your day-to-day activity would look like? Yeah. Anyways, that's me for today. Thank you for watching, hanging out with me. Um, yeah, let me know in the comment, what would you do? It's a question to entertain. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. My name is Valerie. I'm a digital creator. I've been not successfully been on YouTube for the past 10 years now. Still haven't blown up. So if you want to help out, like and subscribe and watch till the end. I also have other shops online. You can check out my links in my description box and to see what I'm up to. If you want to check out the Raise investment, if you're in Australia, you can go down to the description box as well. And if you're also in Australia and you are not ING bank customers, ING Australia, you can sign up for the a new account and you can get like $125 bonus cash sign on only if you do the steps that they want you to do though, so there are terms and conditions. All of that is in the link in description below, and for the ING it only applies until the 31st of March. If you watch this outside 31st of March 2025, you can check the link in description anyway, because usually they do this promotion every single quarter. So, but the amount probably going to be different. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I appreciate it. I will see you later. Bye, everyone.